Hey guys, how are you all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. So over to the Bitcoin charts. This is our DMT and Dominator update, along with the range and stop and a few other charts that we're going to look at to analyze Bitcoin. So you can see the DMT is now actually entered a short trade as of this level here. So the trade did actually initially come into profit by about 2.5%, but currently it's at a break even. 2.5% is a good move though, and obviously we got the take profit signals on here, just in case you need to be told to take some profit at those levels. But yeah, DMT been doing very well for us. Said to take a short trade here. The market did come down, then said to take a long trade there, resume the trend. Said to take a long trade here, obviously before we had the massive move up. Short trade there, move down, long trade there. What I also wanted to show you guys was the Dominator, because as you guys can see here, if we just get down here a sec, as you guys can see, Dominator told us to take a sell trade basically here. And I mean, just look at this trade, guys. A short here, a short as of this candle, so short as of here. So the market did go up less than 0.5% up before then immediately falling 1.5%, and then proceeding to well, we came down to just about 9,500, didn't we? Just above so before coming down basically where we are, 9,000, so about here. So yeah, about over 4.5% basically. So what a great trade that was, Dominator. Well done. And then I mean, we've already spoke about this one. The last then buy trade from Dominator was a buy here, that basically went up to 11.5%. And even if you just took it from buy to the sell, well, you basically sold practically the top anyway, guys. So yeah, nearly 11% again. Then we had the little selling Dominator that didn't work out, but obviously immediately flipped long before this move here, and then did really well. Did really well on that move. Then buy there, sell here, market down, but yeah, buy there, market up, buy there, market up. We had this little blip here, where you just would have sold if you wanted to, and then basically bought long again when you got the buy signal, and then buy there, and then sell there. And then obviously we know we got the big buy before this as well. So this indicator alone, I mean, if you add up all these percentages, their percentage moves in Bitcoin. So if you're doing them on 10x, then that's a lot. That's big, with big gains, that is, guys. So anyway, DMT and Dominator, there you go. So the levels that we were talking about, so a few days ago, a couple of days ago, when we were above here, I was like, yeah, we could break down this line, test down to around the 9,500 level. We've currently done that, and we're now back testing it's called an OSNR test, so an old support new resistance test, OSNR. So we're testing this this what was previously support here, was one of our lines in our chart anyway. This wasn't just a line we put on just purely for fun. It's a historic horizontal that we broke over. We then found support on that, lost that support, tested the next support below. So this is a sort of move that if we now move down and take out this low, this is a clear change of trend, at least for certain on this 4-hour chart, because then what we have is we have basically a low, and then we would have a lower high, providing this is the high, and we obviously come down and take out this low, and then obviously have a lower low. So that is a trend reversal. You can see stochastics, stochastics look like they might come back up, RSI is looking pretty neutral around there on the 4-hour. We'll have a look at this on the daily. I mean, daily is obviously just today's candle, so that's not the most bearish looking candle there anyway, guys. So if you break above that candle, which is currently about 9,900. If tomorrow we break over this candle, we could be back on our bullish run. And then the bottom of this candle, which also coincides with this support level anyway, will coincide with a level that if you break below, we'll be looking for at least a move down to the next level, which is 9,100. Right, so range and stop. yeah, so range and stop got us a few good trades. I was basically taking these trades. Unfortunately, I got into a buy trade because this buy, I've got very slightly different inputs for this Dominator on my actual bot account, my bot trading account, bot trading setup signals. So this sell actually came just after this buy. So normally it wouldn't take this buy based on the actual correct settings which we've got here, because the larger time frame, which is this one, goes to a sell. Therefore we would not take buy trades, would only take sell trades. But it was fine, because whilst I did lose on that trade and it was a stop out, it wasn't a stop out at my stop, because we got the sell signal before my stops. The sell signal was around here. So my my automated trading bot at that point flipped the trade. It doesn't flip trades very often, because like you can see, if we're in a longer term time frame buy, we can only be taking buys. We can't just be taking buy sell buys. But obviously we were in the transition point of the buy to the sell, so we stick to the sell, which then we did take the sell. So this is an occasion when you flip from a buy to a sell. So it didn't hit my stop. It obviously wasn't in profit, the trade. It was in a loss, but it wasn't actually my stop out. So it flipped the position and then actually basically made the money back pretty much straight away. And then yeah, and then took profit on that trade, and then sold again sold again around here, which was another great trade as we came down. And then yeah, and then I mean, I didn't take this buy trade, but I was actually very much considering it, on the basis I was happy to buy that support level at 9,500, seeing as it's pretty easy to manage my stop. I only had to like have a stop like $100 or so below. Yeah, that currently is that's currently rallied nearly $250 higher as it stands at the moment. Did rally higher than that. So it would have been a good buy, but though I stick to my trading strategy. Well, my bot sticks to my trading strategy, which means it was only looking for shorts. Yeah, I mean, with my actual my trading, that I make my decisions myself. These are decisions I made myself, but I've obviously programmed criteria in advance, so I have made the decisions to make these trades. But I mean, where I'm there and I click the orders and do them when I want to do them. I was thinking of taking the buy here, just because like if we go back to this chart, I was just going to be buying this level here, so I could easily obviously stop underneath. But it did look like a good level to at least to get back up to test this level here, which we did. So yeah, but I didn't take it. Plus I was doing, you know, weekend things that you do at the weekend. So there you go. Also, we have now got the momentum direction is finally below the 100. So it is at what is the below the medium line, below the line of indifference. So we're now in a bearish zone, where we've been a bullish zone for a very long time here. If we go back, we came out of it basically out of the bearish zone when we were around 8,000, yeah, about $1,000 below, and then yeah, and obviously we came out of it a bit earlier as well. So in the move up before that as well, from about the 7,000 area. But yeah, so like I said, I didn't take that trade. I thought if it wasn't a Saturday, if I sat here like all day, like I normally am, all day from like literally before 8 o'clock in the morning to honestly past 10 o'clock at night every day. Because I do a lot of trading on US markets as well, US ETFs and not indices. I don't trade indices at all. US ETFs and individual stocks. So I am always at my desk until obviously the 9 o'clock US close, which is 9 o'clock here in the UK time. US stock market close, and then do my videos for you guys and stuff, and wrap up my my trades and my diaries and everything after that. Way too much information there for you guys, but hey, an insight into my life. Yeah, we won't look at the TD because we did that this morning. But yeah, anyway, so back to our master chart. This is our master chart, guys. We're gonna call this the master chart. This because this is just our levels chart, and this is how I like levels. I like to trade levels. That's why I like the range and stop. Yeah, I mean the Dominator and DMT, they are momentum indicators, which tell me when we were getting the momentum in a direction, obviously between the levels, and then obviously the levels will then tell me, well, the important areas for me to look out for, which the range and stop will do on the smaller time frame, as you guys know. And then also this master chart does for me on the larger time frames. It basically gets my levels that I'm working around. So yeah, so there you go, guys. So remember, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, obviously. You should always do your own research, and yeah, seek financial advice if you're gonna start doing any crazy stuff, especially with Bitcoin, especially with the halving coming up, especially with just the current state of world financial markets at the moment. I mean, they can just turn on a dime at the moment. So yeah, that's on another note. I am looking for downside in US world equities, world stock markets. I say US because that's mainly US markets that I trade, US companies, but yeah, so we're looking for downside, I think. And then if that doesn't drag down Bitcoin down, then that would be very surprising. So I'm looking for downside. We've got all the daily nines, we've got exhaustion in the stock market, we're at the 618 retracement in the S&P, and yeah, so I think next week will be a very interesting week for a lot of reasons. I think we may see some fireworks next week, so let's look forward to fireworks. We all like fireworks, don't we? Anyway, right, so again, not financial advice, and I'll speak to you guys soon.